So these are the levels of being a passport bro. Okay, these are the income levels we decided to go with here today, and so we're starting at the bottom. Okay, that's if you're making $25,000 a year. So don't get your panties in a knot. Okay, but if you're making $25,000 a year, you are a broke boy. It is what it is. Okay, and it is only a ticking time bomb before some financial travesty hits you, and you're going to be in a pretty big situation. Okay, so first level is broke boy, $25,000 a year. We're going to show you about all of the things you can do as a broke boy in multiple countries. Okay, next one up is average guy, and I know that's a little high. $50,000 a year is really not the average. I think it's like 40 something is average, but we're doing round numbers here. $50,000 a year. This is you as an average guy. We're going to talk about that. Middle of the road, there is decent living. This is $75,000 a year. Comfortable is $100,000 a year, and baller is if you're doing $250,000 a year or more. Maybe you want to add anything to this?
Yeah. So and what we're gonna reference is like which countries.
We're gonna go through every country and tell you how you can live.
Yeah. I guess I don't have anything to say. Yeah. Each of these levels can determine like which country you can stay in and like to what degree, like what lifestyle you can live. And I think a good way to measure this is by looking at the average salary of a country, looking at the average rent. And there are websites out there you can look up. It's like, cost of living index. And it looks at different markers like the cost of bottles of water, the cost of bread, the cost of gas, the cost of the average, rent for a studio. And you can kind of puzzle together like a plan for like, there's a lot of old, like retired guys who have like some pension, and it's not a lot of money, but they're okay just like living like the most simple life ever.
Yeah.
And whereas like, maybe you're a more active guy, maybe you're someone who has higher standards for himself. There's this guy right now that's traveling the Philippines. His YouTube channel is called The Regular Guy.
The Regular Guy?
Yeah. And he's like this 45-year-old guy that I don't know his story or like where he got his money or whatever, but I don't actually know anything about his income, but I know that he's obsessed with like trying to save money. So he will stay in like the most ghetto apartments.
Jesus Christ.
And he's constantly like pinching pennies and negotiate. Like you talk about those foreigners that want to like negotiate like 25 cents with a taxi driver.
God.
Like he's that type of guy, And there's something just so humorous about a 45-year-old man like trying to live in like a tiny like $10 a night like hotel that's like the size of a closet in the ghetto, and then he'll like go get a coffee at Jollibee, and he talks about like, oh, if you get the big size of coffee, you'll save money because it's like, I'll take my coffee and put it in the fridge and then heat it up in the microwave, like that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it's like that kind of stuff is just way I've lived like that. The first time I quit my job and started traveling, I traveled with no income. So I was like that. And it's really not a way to live. I mean, you're saving money, but you're usually saving money at the cost of other things like your health and like sleep quality and like posture. I remember staying in a studio with no desk, and I would like try to work and there's no desk. So I was like setting up like a table, and I put pillows, and like, and your posture is all messed up and your legs get all sore because you don't have a proper, it's just a ridiculous way to live.
No, it's not. And this is why I have broke boy there at the bottom, because you shouldn't be comfortable if you're making that kind of money. As a man, you should be striving to do better every single day. That's the best way to increase the quality of your life. Okay. We're 37. Okay. And guys, 37 as a man versus 37 as a woman. It's just like,
totally
two different multiverses.
Yeah.
At
37, you should be more or less like leveled up. Almost. I mean, I feel like as a man, this is how I think about it. As a human, you have like energy, income, and freedom.
Yeah.
Like, right. And so when you're a baby, you have no freedom. You have no money.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have time, energy, and money. When you're a baby, you like have a lot of time, but you have no money,
You have no freedom.
and you have no freedom, right? And like as an old person, you have a lot of time and ideally a lot of money, but you have no energy.
Right.
So when you're as a man in your, maybe like late 20s, maybe early 50s or early 40s, I guess. Basically like 25 to like 45 is the golden zone where you should be leveled up on everything.
Yeah.
Where you should have as much time as you want based on the money that you establish. Your financial life should be taken care of.
Yep.
Your energy levels should still be up there.
Yep.
Where, you can like have sex and like run and like climb a mountain, stuff like that. So I feel like the 25 to 45 window is like peak man activity.
Mm-hmm.
And, you've had like a decade or more to like level up like the money part. And honestly, the money kind of guides the other two, because having a lot of energy with no money is like just frustrating.
Yeah.
Like there was this guy that's he's in the Philippines, super good looking guy. This guy's blonde, and like the guy looks like a Ken doll, and all the girls in the Philippines follow this guy. He's got like 250,000 TikTok followers, but he's fucking broke as shit. And I met him. I was with this guy named Ollie and the blonde guy, and we were all trading stories. And the blonde guy, I thought would be like, getting laid like crazy. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I finally got laid last night." I'm like, "Oh, but haven't you been in the Philippines for like a couple months?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?" Because, dude, hey girls, do you know the guy on TikTok, David, the blonde guy? Yeah, see, they follow him. They all know about it. It's because he was living in a capsule hotel.
Oh no.
And like hostels that you have to share the room with other dudes. And he just couldn't, he had nowhere to bring a girl, right? So this guy's full of energy, but the money just caps what he can do.
So sad.
And then
being broke is a travesty if you come from a first world country. I don't give a fuck how many people get angry with me. I mean, I'm sorry. It's your fault.
Yeah. But yeah, the 37-year-old man versus 37-year-old woman. I mean, at that point, you're basically
you're a leper.
Like your real, like your only hope of having a bright future is to find a man who's okay with you being 37. So if you're like really beautiful, like honestly, Nikki's 37. She's a beautiful girl, big old boobs, super smooth skin. She's like, very rare. But as a 30, like for me, I'm at a point where my cap now is the energy.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to have the energy and the sex drive that I had when I was like 20. Now, oh my god,
soon,
dude,
David Vaughn shall return.
Yeah, he has
working on it.
He has a replacement therapy for me. No, yeah, but yeah, man, I just like Jesus. I would love to, because I had so many like sexual like fantasies and shit, and like, oh man, and I had so much energy. And now I have a way to express it, but I'm just like, can I go to bed? Let me have my almonds. Let's go to the vitamin store.
Let's go to the vitamin store.
Let's go to the vitamin store.
You gotta get home. It's 8:30.